All right, so by far the most requested song since I did Charlie has been this one, You Missed, which apparently, once again, he wrote, composed, shot a video for within a day of the event happening, the event being the attempt on President Trump's life in Butler, Pennsylvania. So a lot of you guys wrote that if I enjoyed Charlie, I should 100% check out this video. So I'm going to. The events that took place yesterday are a horrible example of political extremists in America. Ain't that the truth? During the rally, shots were fired in an attempt on Donald Trump's life. Much more of a rap beat to this one, so. Or the start of a rap beat. They missed.
They burning the country down with their progressiveness. It started with changing what gender is, then graduated to you're racist if you think that your life matters and your skin don't have melanin. They don't want peace, they want skeletons. They want men to pretend that they're feminine. They don't want an election, they got so offended by freedom that they just try killing the president. I used to think that the woke were misguided, but now I can see that they're evil. Twitter is angry that Trump isn't dead. You know who got shot? Innocent people. Thought y'all were tolerant, thought we were equals.
That's the whole messed up thing about the Trump assassination attempt too, is that they killed innocent people and they celebrated, you know, the fact that those people went and justified their deaths even knowing nothing about the people.
You value how everyone feels, then why are y'all celebrating an attempted assassination like you're part of Antifa? Thank God the left can't aim, thank God the right don't riot. Welcome to the home of the brave, freedom ain't afraid of violence. You wish you was dying? Bitch, you missed! Thank God the left can't aim, why can't we just shoot straight? Y'all are going insane. Bitch, you missed. There's no one else you can blame.
that chorus is pretty diabolical. That's not what I was expecting at all. All the other Tom MacDonald songs you guys had me reacting to have been so like beautiful and poignant and all that. Bitch, you missed. I mean, I feel it. Like, I don't know. The thing about like the Trump assassination attempt for me, like it was on mine and my wife's anniversary of all days. And it was kind of crazy because we were at my uncle's house and we had been helping my dad move stuff out of his house that was flooded. And my dad texted me and said they just tried to shoot Trump. And I was like, what? And so I told my wife and we were both trying to look it up and we couldn't find it. And so I thought maybe like, oh, maybe my dad's just like blowing stuff out of proportion or something, you know, like they caught somebody trying to get into his rally with a gun or something. So they're saying, oh, they were trying to kill Trump. You know, I thought maybe it was something like that because we're literally Googling it like Trump shooting, Trump assassination attempt, all that. Nothing's coming up on Google. All that's saying is like, oh, there were sounds of fireworks during a Trump rally and stuff like that. And we're just like, yeah, what the heck? So I call my dad and be like, hey, what are you talking about? Like, we're Googling it. Nothing's happening. He's like, I friggin' watched it, man. They shot him in the head. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, like he got back up, but he was bleeding from his head. And I'm like, hold up, what? So that was crazy. The whole fact that like the media was just blackout on it even occurring. And I think that's been reported on since then, but if you were there in the moment, like, you know, it's pretty crazy for a major event like that to happen and we to be not able to find any news on it. And we're talking about like, you know, this is 5-10 minutes after the actual shooting. And so we go back to the house and pull up the TV and stuff. And, well, sure enough, you know, the video's replaying, like that's pretty clear as day what was happening. And it's obvious, you know, Tom's angry in this moment. I honestly don't even think I felt anger per se. It was more, it was more frustration on my end than anger. Cause it's like, they've obviously been building to this point. You know, you can go back to lives I had in, you know, a year before the assassination attempt saying that I don't think they'll let Trump go back into office. They're gonna like kill him. So to me, it was less about like anger that they did this and more frustration that we all saw this come. Like anybody who's paying attention knew this was gonna happen. And by God's grace, the bullet missed. Trump just turned his head. I remember the first time I saw the video, I caught that, and I told my dad, I was like, hey, did you see that? If he didn't turn his head to look at that chart, it would have hit him. And he was like, oh, it did hit him. It did hit him. And I was like, no, but it would have been really bad. And then we all know later on, they did the diagrams and stuff. And so, we know now by the grace of God, I mean, there's no other way to say it, that literally that millisecond choice to turn and look back at that chart kept it from being a kill shot. Obviously, we didn't know that at the time. That was just me watching the clip. My first instinct was like, thank God he turned his head, And so I don't know. It seems obviously Tom MacDonald's reaction to that is more anger. I don't necessarily have that same reaction. I'm not angry at things that I see coming. You know what I mean? I mean, I am and I'm not. I'm frustrated that we're letting it happen. I'm angry that it's taking this much for people to realize the demonization that was going on and what it's going to inevitably lead to.
Tried to lock him up in a cage. Now you trying to kill what you hate. Bitch, you missed. Told us trust the science, but it never made sense to me. Why would we put all our trust in the enemy? Millions of people are hooked on amphetamines. They're making billions on untested remedies. Borders are open to people with felonies. Biden can't stop them, he don't have the energy. Y'all want to kill the man trying to fight for a better tomorrow by making him Kennedy? I tried to give y'all a chance, like maybe the left isn't nuts. I was wrong, cause y'all are exactly
exactly. Like so many people were trying to justify the actions of the left prior to Trump's assassination attempt and Charlie Kirk's killing. There were so many of the right influencers that were, trying to justify the thought processes and the rhetoric coming from the left. Meanwhile, me and the people around me were like, nah, this is crazy. This is going to get someone killed. So like watching what happened to Trump is almost like, duh. Like, how do you guys not understand that allowing these people to call him a Nazi, allowing these people to say he's causing the genocide of trans people, allowing people to say he's going to kidnap all your abuelas, like, how do you not connect, okay, in a country of people that are on psychoactive drugs prescribed to them by their doctors or other drugs not prescribed by their doctors, that nobody is going to be crazy enough to actually act on this rhetoric. It's like, it's obvious what was going to happen.
as crazy as every conservative person I know said you were all along. Wanna protest, go hard. Wanna burn flags, go off. But y'all are so triggered that you're pulling triggers at presidents. Y'all the terrorists when you're armed. Thank God the left can't aim. Thank God the right don't riot. Welcome to the home of the brave. Freedom ain't afraid of violence. You wish you was dying? Bitch, you missed. Thank God the left can't aim. Why can't we just shoot straight? Y'all are going insane. Bitch, you missed. There's no one else you can blame. Tried to lock him up in a cage. Now you trying to kill what you hate. Bitch, you missed.
Good song. I mean, once again, extremely impressive that he can write such a coherent, cohesive song, you know, compose a beat, record a video, and put it out within 24 hours of such a major event. I mean, I struggle to do that just reacting to news stories, okay? And I'm not trying to make it melodic and cohesive in a rap song or a vocal assembly or anything. So, you know, big props to Tom. And unfortunately, that event and the Charlie Kirk event and everything else hasn't changed stuff as much as we would like it to. I think overall the country and the mindset of the populace is starting to head in the correct direction, but we still have a very real problem. And I've talked about this before, but I have social media profiles that I've set up with Democratic algorithms and stuff where it's really, you can do the same thing yourself. Just start a fresh account, like some of the big Democratic politicians and influencers. You know, you don't even have to go for the crazy far left people. Just follow, you know, like Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, you know, Rachel Maddow, Don Lemon, stuff like that. like a few of the posts, and start seeing the type of rhetoric you're getting fed on events. Like, I was on there this morning and literally I scrolled through for like an hour of just absolute propaganda about how great of a man Ayatollah Khomeini and the Islamic regime is, and how horrible of people, murderous, genocidal dictators we are for going in and toppling that regime, and how mad the Iranian people are, and how there's huge protests all over the US about us getting into another 20-year war to slaughter Middle Eastern people for oil. Like, literally, this is, I mean, reel after reel or TikTok after TikTok of this. Until we solve that issue, unfortunately, stuff like what happened to Trump and what happened to Charlie are going to continue to keep happening. And I don't have the solution, because I'm not a proponent of censorship. We have to figure out some way to either label or contain, false news and propaganda. But the problem is, if any system like that goes in place, then whoever's in charge is just going to label the oppositions as that. Even if Trump's admin puts something like that in place and does a good faith effort of allowing people with differing voices to share their opinions without being labeled, the minute we elect another, Biden type, all of a sudden anyone telling the truth is going to get labeled as misinformation, which we saw during COVID. I mean, that same thing happened. You couldn't even say the C word. People were calling it beer flu and everything on all the social media sites. How do we fix it? How do we stop allowing this radicalization of our populace? I don't know. But if you guys enjoyed this song and this conversation and the reaction, please make sure you like the video. If you want to see more stuff like this, subscribe to the channel and drop a comment below with your thoughts. Any other Tom MacDonald songs you guys want me to check out, anything like that. Love to hear from you guys. Thank you for those that recommended this to me. I appreciate it. Personally, I would probably put this one as like a 7 as far as my enjoyment. It's well put together. The lyrics were good and make sense. I could probably have gone through this and broke down even more lyrics, but I think a lot of them were pretty obvious for what he was saying. And the fact that he put this together in 24 hours is just, it's unbelievable. Coming from somebody who's created content myself for 6 years, I couldn't put together anything nearly this clean in 24 hours, let alone a week. I probably wouldn't put together something this clean. So it's fantastic on his behalf. But I'm interested to dive into more. The System is another song that's been highly recommended. I'm probably going to give that a listen. I also want to do a full reaction to Devil is a Democrat. I think there's a lot to unpack there, and some other stuff. Some other people have also recommended some other artists that they'd like to see me break down. Jelly Roll is one. A lot of people, I've had a few comments recommending listening to some of his songs. I looked, it's all not monetizable, but I might break down some of it anyway, because I've heard some of his stuff, but never really actively sat down and listened to some of his music. So I think that'll be cool. Ren is another one. Similar thing. I've heard clips of Ren on like TikTok and stuff like that, but I've never sat down and actively listened to his music. I'm not 100% sure what all those people are about, but people out like this are recommending that. So I might give it a little shot, see what it sounds like. Otherwise, guys, hope you have a great day. Let's get back to work. Keep praying, and I'll see you in the next one.